viewers, today's topic is the subcategory of determinants, that is properties of determinants. Today we will learn 12 properties of determinants which will help you to calculate determinant of order greater than 2. Thereafter we will do couple of examples explaining the application of these properties. Property 1. Let A is equal to Aij be a square matrix of order n. Then the sum of the product of elements of any row column with their cofactors is always equal to the determinant of A. Okay, so what does it mean? Summation j is equal to 1 to n, Aij Cij is equal to determinant of A, and summation I is equal to 1 to n, Aij Cij is equal to determinant of A. So either we calculate the determinant from any row or any column with its cofactor, will get a determinant. Second property, let A is equal to Aij be a square matrix of order n. Then the sum of the product of elements of any row with the cofactor of the corresponding elements of some other row is 0. So whenever we are finding the determinant, it has to be the element with its cofactor. If we are taking the elements of one row and the cofactors of another row, it will be always equal to 0. Now third property is, let Aij be a square matrix of order n, then determinant of A is equal to determinant of the transpose matrix. So what was transpose? When the rows and column interchange themselves is nothing but your transpose. Okay, so the value of the determinant remains unchanged if its rows and columns are interchanged. Property fourth, let A is equal to Aij be a square matrix of order n greater or equal to 2, and let B be the matrix obtained from A by interchanging any two rows or columns of A. Then determinant of B is equal to minus determinant of A. Conventionally, how we can say this property? If any two rows of a determinant are interchanged or any two columns are interchanged, then the value of the determinant changes by minus sign only. Property 5. If any two rows or column of a square matrix A equals to Aij of order n greater than 2 are identical, then its determinant is 0. Property 6. If A is equal to Aij be a square matrix of order n and B be the matrix obtained from A by multiplying each element of a row or column of A by a scalar, then determinant B is equal to k times of determinant A. Conventionally, this property can also be stated as, if each element of a row of a determinant is multiplied by a constant k, then the value of the new determinant is k times the value of the original determinant. From the sixth property, it follows that we can take out any common factor from any one row or any one column of a given determinant. Now listen, when we were talking about the matrices, we have to take out common from the full matrix, means all the elements should have a common factor. But in case of determinant, it can be either one row or one column from which we can take out common. From property 6, it also follows that let A is equal to Aij be a square matrix of order n, then determinant of Ka is equal to k raised to the power n into determinant of A, because k is common from each row of Ka. Let us take one example. Okay, so say for example, I have A square matrix as 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So I have to find determinant of 3A, right? So 3, what is the order of the matrix? 2. So 2 into determinant A, right? Because 3 can be taken common. So now we'll prove this part. How? Now look here. So first of all, I'll find 3A. So it means 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So it will be equal to 6, 9, 12, 15. Okay. Now I have to find the determinant of this. So what will be the determinant of this? 15, 6 are 90 minus 108. So which is equal to minus 18. Now I will find this value. So this is my left hand side Okay. Now for right hand side, what it is? 9 into determinant of A. So it means 9. We'll find the determinant of A. 2, 3, 4, 5. So which is 9 into 10 minus 12. Okay. So it means 9 into minus 2 minus 18. So look at this, and this value is same. It means if your determinant is multiplied by any scalar throughout all the elements, then it will be equal to the number with which scalar it is multiplied to the power order of the matrix. So we can say if I have A as 3 cross 3 square matrix and my matrix is multiplied by K, so its determinant will be equal K cube A. Or if I have a matrix of order n, then Ka will be equal to K to the power n determinant A. Let A be a square matrix such that each element of a row or column of A is expressed as sum of two or more terms. Then the determinant of A can be expressed as the sum of determinants of two or more matrices of the same order. Conventionally, this property is also stated as if each element of row or column of a determinant is expressed as sum of two or more terms, then determinant can be expressed as the sum of two or more determinants. So my A is a square matrix of order 3 in which first row is expressed as a sum of two elements. Okay, so A1 plus alpha 1, B1 plus beta 1, C1 plus gamma 1. A can be written as A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, A3, B2, B3, C2, C3. So always whenever our matrix is any row of a matrix is a combination of the elements, all the elements should be the combination of something, then only we can split into two determinants and find their values, and we'll get the determinant of A matrix. Property 8. Let A be a square matrix and B be a matrix obtained by adding to a row or column of A a scalar multiple of another row of A, then determinant of B is equal to determinant of A. So this property is conventionally stated as if each element of row or column of a determinant is multiplied by some constant and then added to the corresponding element of some other row or column, then the value of the determinant remains same. So I have a square matrix A of order 3. These are the elements, and I have obtained B matrix by multiplying the second column by a scalar K, and then I am adding it to the corresponding elements of column first. Okay, so basically what I will get? A1 plus K B1, A2 plus K B2, A3 plus K B3, and same elements will come here. So in this case, my determinant of A is equal to determinant of B. This is stated by property 8. So now property 9. Let A be a square matrix of order n greater or equal to 2 such that each element in a row or column of A is 0. Then determinant A is equal to 0. So what property 9 says? So if I have a square matrix whose any row or any column has all the elements 0, then the value of determinant in that case will be equal to 0. Property 10. If A is equal to Aij is a diagonal matrix of order n greater or equal to 2, then determinant of A is equal to A11 into A22 into A33 and so on up to A and n. Property 11. If A and B are a square matrix of same order, then determinant of AB is equal to determinant of A into determinant of B. Property 12. If A is equal to Aij, be a square matrix of order n, then let Cij is equal to cofactor of Aij in A for ij is equal to 1, 2 up to n. Then C is equal to Cij is a matrix of cofactors of elements of A. Then determinant of Cij will be equal to determinant of A raised to the power n minus 1. So just now we discussed about the properties of the determinants. Now how we will use and where to use these properties, this I will tell you. We should try to make maximum zeros in the same row and same column to make our calculation easy, and then should expand with the same row and column in which we have made the maximum zeros. Okay, so now what and how we use the properties, that I will tell you. We will use the following notations to evaluate the determinant. Ri to denote ith row. Ri is interchanged by Rj. It denotes the interchange of ith and jth rows. Ri tends to Ri plus lambda Rj to denote the addition of lambda times of the elements of jth row to the corresponding elements of ith row. Ri lambda to denote the multiplication of the elements of ith row by lambda. Now I will solve some examples to show you how this is used. So now my question is, show that determinant 1a b plus c, 1b c plus a, 1c a plus b is equal to 0. We can prove any determinant equal to 0 if we have either two columns or rows similar, or any row and column has all the elements 0. So we should try to make these two properties here. Okay, so what we are, column 2 and column 3, right? If I add these two columns, what I will get? I will get a plus b plus c, a plus b plus c, a plus b plus c, right? Okay, so my intention on the right hand side is to get 0. So the thing is, either I have to make both the rows or columns same, or all the elements of one of the column or row as 0. So this is the question. Okay, you already I have told you this is my column 1, column 2, column 3. This is R1, R2, R3. Okay, and we have to prove this value of determinant equal to 0. So what I am going to do, I am going to add these two columns. Okay, so means I am going to write like this: C3 tends to C3 plus C2. So each element of C2 will be added to the corresponding element of C3. Okay, so my determinant value will not change. This we have learned in the properties. Okay, so this will become a plus b plus c, a plus b plus c, a plus b plus c. Now what I am going to do, I am going to take out common a plus b plus c. Okay, so see, now my column 1 and column 3 are identical. Okay, so what does that imply? The value of this determinant will become 0. Okay, so it means a plus b plus c into 0, so which is equal to 0. Is that clear? What we have to prove, first check that, and what we have learned, right? The determinant can only be 0 if your two rows or two columns are equal, or all the elements of one column are 0, then only our determinant can be 0. So see, I have made two columns here equal, so the value of the determinant will become 0. Now see, this is the next question. Show that the determinant equal to 0. What were the properties for getting a determinant as 0? Either the two rows or the columns are equal, or all the elements of one of the column or the row is 0. Okay, this is R1. Okay, this is R2 and this is R3. Adding of the rows, what does that mean? It means the elements will be added. So b minus c plus c minus a plus a minus b, right? Similarly in this, c minus a plus a minus b plus b minus c. Similarly a minus b plus b minus c plus c minus a. So corresponding elements will be added. Okay, so see the solution. Which operation I am using? R1 tends to R1 plus R2 plus R3. So when I am adding, I am getting 0, B minus C, C minus E. Now since all the elements of R1 are 0, it means determinant value is 0. Hence, determinant is equal to 0. Solving of the determinant, finding the value of the determinant is very easy if you remember the properties properly. Now we'll move to the next question. Now check this question. Without expanding, show that delta is equal to cosec square theta, cot square theta 1, cot square theta, cosec square theta minus 1, 42, 42 equals to 0. What we are going to do? We will make either or both the columns or rows same or all the elements 0. Okay. So now check. See the last column, 42 minus 40 is 2. Right? If I am subtracting these two columns, I am getting 2. If I am subtracting these two, I am getting minus 1. If I am subtracting these two, I am getting 1. So what will be my operation? C1 tends to C1 minus C2. Okay. So seeing what we want, we have to apply our operation. So now see this question. Okay. So what I am doing, C1 tends to C1 minus C2. Okay. Now this is a trigonometrical identity. Cosec square theta minus cot square theta is 1. Apply that. Okay, if you take out minus sign common, this again becomes the same identity. 1, 2, cot square theta, cosec square theta, 40, 1, minus 1, 2. Okay, now this column and this column are same, hence determinant is equal to 0 because column 1 and column 3 are identical. Okay, now see, these are second type of question. There in the previous questions you are supposed to find the value of the determinant as 0. Okay, now these are the question where you have to prove that the value of the determinant is equal to this, right? And it is also written without expanding. So basically you have to use the properties of the determinant to solve this question. So see on the right hand side what is given, 4a square b square c square. Okay, now check, can we take out anything common from the determinant? Okay, so check the first row. From here, I can take out a common. From the second row I can take out b common. From the third row I can take out c common. Okay, so we'll start with that. Right? Okay, so take out common. So a, b, c. So when I have taken out a common from R1, what is left? See, this is my R1, R2, R3. So minus a, b, c. Okay. Here I am taking out b common. So a minus b, c. From here I am taking out common c, a, b minus c. Okay. Is this thing clear? Now again I can take out common a, b, c from the column. Okay. So taking, so what you are left with, a square, b square, c square and minus 1, 1, 1, 1 minus 1, 1, 1, 1 minus 1. Okay. So now see when I was telling you the algorithms, I told you the determinants value become easy to calculate if we can make some zeros in the same row or same column. Okay, so what I am planning to do here, I will add these two columns or these two rows, so I'll get 2 zeros, so it will be easy for me to find the value of the determinant. Okay, so now I am going to add R1 tends to R1 plus R2. You can add column 1 and column 2 also, that is also fine. Okay, so now what I am going to get, a square, b square, c square, 0, 0. See, I have written R1 tends to, it means the change will be only in R1, nowhere else. Okay, so 0, 0, 2, minus 1 plus 1, 0, 1 minus 1 0, 1 plus 1 2. Okay, 1 minus 1 1 1 1 minus 1. Okay, now I have to, since I have got two zeros in R1, I will expand through this element. Okay, leave the corresponding row and column. What is the submatrix left? We will find the determinant of that and we'll get the required answer. Okay, so basically what we are going to do, so what a square, b square, c square, okay, 2, this is the element 2, right? Whatever is the element that has to be written, and the determinant left out, 1 minus 1 1 1. Okay, so a 2a square, b square, c square, multiply, find the determinant. What we have to do, we have to multiply the main diagonal elements minus off diagonal elements. So 1 minus of minus 1. So what it has become, 4a square, b square, c square. Is that clear? So basically whenever any question of the determinant is given, to prove, so first of all check what is given on the right hand side and then we decide our step of action. This question can also be done. See, I have taken the ABC common from the rows. You could have taken from the column also. Now I'll move to the next question. Okay, so now see, prove this determinant equal to xy. Now see viewers, the question becomes very easy when you have 1 1 1. Okay, right? So what you can do, you can directly make two zeros, subtract these two, so you will get two zeros and then you can expand. So what I am going to do, c1 minus c2, and c2 tends to c2 minus c3. Please remember one thing, at a time we can have two operations only in the determinant, right? I cannot write further c3 tends to c3 minus c1. This is the common mistake made by the students. So because I am making a change in c1 and c2, so I don't have any other row or column left where I can make the change. So what my determinant will become? When I am subtracting 1 minus 1, 0. If I subtract this minus x, this will become 0, 1, 1, 1 plus y. Right? Now I will expand using 1 of row 1 matrix. Okay. So corresponding row and column will be left out. So now what you are left with? So 1 minus x, x, 0 minus y. Find the determinant of this matrix. So what you are left with? 1 xy minus 0, which is equal to xy. Now we have to solve this problem. Now check, in the right hand side I have given alpha minus beta. So what I can do, I have to find alpha minus beta. So if I subtract these two columns, I will get alpha minus beta. Or what I can do, I can add row 1 and row 3, I will get alpha plus beta plus gamma, right? What I am going to do, R3 tends to R3 plus R1, R1, R2, R3. So I am getting change in R3. Okay, alpha, beta, gamma plus gamma, beta plus gamma plus alpha, gamma plus alpha plus beta, right? So now from row 3 I can take out alpha plus beta plus gamma common. I got one of my brackets from the right hand side. Okay, what I am left with, alpha, beta, gamma, alpha square, beta square, gamma square, 1 1 1. I got 1 1 1. So I'll make two zeros. Okay. So now what I am going to do, c1 tends to c1 minus c2 and c2 tends to c2 minus c3. Okay, so alpha plus beta plus gamma, and I am left with alpha minus beta, beta minus gamma, gamma, alpha square minus beta square minus gamma square, 0 0 1. Correct? Now I can expand about this element. Okay, so leave the corresponding row and column. What I am left with, alpha plus beta plus gamma. Okay, alpha minus beta and I will write the expanded form of a square minus b square here. So what is that a square minus b square? A minus b, a plus b. Here beta minus gamma, beta minus gamma, beta plus gamma. Okay. Now I can take out from this alpha minus beta common, from here beta minus gamma common. So now look here, I have got two more brackets, alpha minus beta, beta minus gamma. So I am left with here 1 alpha plus beta, 1 beta plus gamma. So when the question comes and you can factorize and take out something common, please take out, because in the end if you multiply, then factorization will be tedious job for you. I am multiplying this and I will get the answer. Beta plus gamma minus alpha minus beta. Okay, so my beta and beta get cancelled and I got my last column also. So this is the way to prove the determinant. So check what is given on the right hand side and accordingly decide your steps. Okay, you could have done subtraction of these two, column 1 and column 2, so alpha minus beta, alpha square minus beta square, beta minus alpha. You could have splitted the term, taken out alpha minus beta common from here, beta minus gamma common. Then another way you could have solved the determinant. Now let us see this example. So in this, determinant is equal to twice of the other determinant, right? Here what we have in the first row a, b, c. Here I have b plus c plus a plus b, right? So what I am going to do is, if I am making a change in C1, this is my column 1, column 2, column 3. What I am going to do is, column 1 tends to column 1 plus column 2 plus column 3. Okay, and if I add all these columns, I will get here 2a plus 2b plus 2c. Similarly here 2p plus 2q plus 2r. Here 2y plus 2x plus 2z. Okay, and then I will take out 2 common from there. So at least one part from the right hand side is done for me. Okay, so basically what I am going to do, C1 tends to C1 plus C2 plus C3. Okay, twice A plus B plus C. Okay, here you will get twice P plus Q plus R. Here you will get twice X plus Y plus Z. Is that clear? Now since here is the change only in C1, so C2 and C3 will be copied as it is. Okay, now I will take out 2 common. Okay, now check on the right hand side, I need A, right? And here I have A plus B plus C. C1 tends to C1. I can do either C2, I can subtract C2, so I'll get my second column, or I can subtract C3, so I'll get my third column. Okay, so basically I'm doing here C1 minus C2. Okay, so what I will get here? Twice. I'm getting here C plus A gone, so B. Here R and P gone, so Q. Here Z and X are gone, so Y, right? C plus A, R plus P, Z plus X, A plus B, P plus Q, X plus Y. Clear? Now what I am going to do? I will subtract these 2 columns. Okay? Because here I cannot subtract. I don't have BQY here. I have here BQY. Right? So my next operation is C3 tends to C3 minus C1. Okay? So what I am getting basically here? I am getting here B, Q, Y, C plus A, R plus P, Z plus X. So when I am subtracting, I am getting A, P, X. So now I have to make a change in C2. Okay. So C2, how will I change? I will write C2 tends to C2 minus C3. C2 tends to C2 minus C3. Okay. So twice B, Q, Y. Okay. Now next will be left. If you are subtracting, C plus A minus A will become C, R, Z, A, P, X. Okay. If you check the right hand side of the question, these places are interchanged, right? So what I am going to do, I am going to interchange column 1 and column 3 by each other. So column 1 is interchanged by column 3, right? And whenever we are interchanging two rows or two columns, the value of the determinant becomes negative. Okay, so minus sign will come here. Minus 2 A, P, X, C, R, Z, B, Q, Y. Now again, these two columns will be interchanged, means C2 is interchanged by C3 and C3 is interchanged by C2. Okay. So what I am getting here, again minus sign will come. So minus minus plus 2 A, P, X, B, Q, Y, C, R, Z. This way we get the required determinant which is on the right hand side. Is that clear? Now we'll move to the next question. Okay, so now check this question. So see, you can see on the right hand side it is ABC, 1 upon A, 1 upon B, 1 upon C, right? But I have here A. So to make it 1 upon A, what I am going to do? I will take out A common throughout. From row 1, from row 2 I will take out B common. From third row I will take out C common. Okay. So now, okay. So now let us take out common. So when I am taking out common, A, B, C. Okay. What it will become? 1 by A plus 1. Because we don't have A over here. So it will become 1 by A plus 1. This will become 1 by A, 1 by A. Okay. 1 by B, 1 by B plus 1, 1 by B. 1 by C, 1 by C, 1 by C plus 1. Right? Now, see I have got ABC. Okay. Now I want this thing. So, if I add the rows, okay, R1 plus R2 plus R3, I will get 1 upon A plus 1 upon B plus 1 upon C plus 1. Right? And then I can take out common. So, I will get my desired result. Okay. Fine. So, what I am going to do? R1 tends to R1 plus R2 plus R3. Okay. So A, B, C. So I am adding the rows. So first element of the row will be added to the first element of the second row plus first element of the third row. Okay. Again. Again. Right, and the other rows will be written as it is. Now I will take out common from row 1, 1 upon A, 1 upon B, 1 upon C plus 1. Okay, because it is common throughout. So what I am left with? 1, 1, 1, 1 by B, 1 by B plus 1, 1 by B, 1 by C, 1 by C, 1 by C plus 1. So viewers, when we have 1, it becomes very easy to do. What I am going to do, I will make 2 zeros in row 1 and then I will expand with the non-zero element of row 1. Okay. So what I am going to do, C1 tends to C1 minus C2 and C2 tends to C2 minus C3, right? So basically I am getting ABC, zero, minus 1, 0, 0, 1, -1, 1, 1 by B, 1 by C plus 1. right? Now see, this is my non-zero element of row 1. Leave the row and column. Okay. Now if you multiply, what you are getting? ABC 1 upon A plus 1 upon B plus 1 upon C plus 1 and 1. So I got my desired result, what I wanted on the right hand side. Okay. So this is the way you are supposed to solve the determinant. Plus please check what is given on the right hand side. Accordingly you decide your steps of action. It can be the addition of the rows, it can be the subtraction of the columns, it can be the addition of the column, it can be the multiplication of element, it can be taking out the element common. First check if you can take out anything common from the determinant of any single row or single column. Okay. Moreover, please don't get confused in the notation of the determinant and the matrix. Okay, notation of a matrix is square bracket or circular bracket. Okay, and notation of the determinant is between the parallel lines are written your elements of the determinants. Today we learned 12 properties of determinants which would help you to calculate determinants of order greater than 2. Also we did couple of examples to get better understanding of application of those properties. And with this we come to the end of the properties of the determinants. Stay tuned.